Hey, what's good, everybody? From the Ashes We Rise, the Black Phoenix Podcast, MCTR, kicking it with you one more time. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Don't forget to follow us, like, kick us that feedback, follow us on the social medias too. What's good, TR?
I am good. These internet streets were everywhere. I am when it's just the beginning of the year, MC, and we have a internet beef and some other topics to get to today, though. But I did not have this on my bingo card, especially this early in the year. Oh, MC got some. Um, you're deaf. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I was talking on mute. My fault. I was saying 26 is going to be wild, and I can't wait to see how the rest of it plays out.
Yeah. Real quick, Eagles fired their OC, so it's a good start to the season.
Man, I'm on basketball now. I would not be discussing football until the draft at the very least.
Right, right. Who you got for the Super Bowl pick?
You know what? Everybody that I picked just tanked. I can't even call it no more, man. I'm not even going to try to call it. I couldn't tell you, man. I think the Texans defense is good enough to get them there, believe it or not, in the sleeper. But who knows, man? I'm not predicting anything. I just want
I
to see
tell you
some
this.
good games.
This is the best time for Josh Allen because all the top teams, the people that have been his nemesis, no Ravens, no Chiefs, and I mean, if the Eagles would have made it, he's not gonna have to work. This is probably the easiest, not the easiest path, but this is his best opportunity. So they got to get past the Broncos. I think the Broncos are suspect, but I wouldn't mind the Bills winning just because they have that history.
It's funny you mentioned Josh Allen because, in my opinion, he's got to win it this year. He's to the point right now. Everybody knows who he is. He's got the money. He's got the fame. He ain't delivered on the field yet. I feel like this is his proven year. He's got to do something this year, like right now. He's running out of time.
Well, I don't know if he's running out of time, but I mean, he ain't gonna be the guy if that's the case because a lot of these coaches are firing. I mean, a lot of these teams are firing their coaches. So
Yeah, I put him and Lamar in the same bucket. It's time for them to start doing something. They got to win something now.
right, right. All right. So before we get to the main event, which is Anton versus Corey, we got a couple topics to kind of get into. And this one seems to be all over the internet, all these interwebs, and is Drewski, which, what's funny, MC? I've never been, aware of Drewski like that. I've only seen him in clips, but I didn't realize the dude was kind of funny. Now, he did that one NASCAR thing I thought was pretty funny. I mean, there's one thing I didn't like, but other than that, I mean, he puts on some entertaining skits.
Yeah, I didn't really know who he was either until the NASCAR thing kicked off. Then I kind of went back and familiarized myself with him because I appreciate a good joke.
Mhm.
Dude is real funny, man. He's real funny, but apparently everybody didn't feel that way about this last one.
Yeah. Hold on, MC. I gotta get logged into my account to play the video.
Oh man, this is what happens when you do it live. This is what happens when you do it live. But
Hey,
yeah, Drewski, man, he kind of he built his own name. He was kind of heavy in the skits. He kind of flipped that into a little bit of comedy on the road, and now you see that dude, and I think he's signed with T-Mobile right now. He's doing all those commercials with them, and
yes, yeah, you're right. That's when I was seeing him in these like all over the place. That's exactly where I started seeing him. I'm like, who is this dude? And then I saw the NASCAR skit, and I was like, oh, that's the Drewski everyone is always talking about. So,
yeah, dude is hilarious though, man. Shout out to Drewski.
yep. All right, I got the video queued up, so let me share it.
I'm gonna have Wanda stand up here. Wanda, please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she cannot have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise.
This is
Give
crazy.
him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings up.
That man, Drewski.
Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm going to finish this word here. And I'm going to do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do the Christian version. I'm driving this Billy Bentayga because I believe in Christ.
Yeah.
Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pocket?
Look at that money.
Still praise the Lord.
Man, he went all out on this.
Come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Back the fuck up, man.
Damn, that was so disrespectful.
It's honestly, it's not that far off, TR. I've been to churches where they pull your tithing history.
Oh, they do?
If you ask, I've been to churches like that. If
Wow.
you ask for something, they gonna pull your history to see how much you kick it in.
Oh,
In the places
man.
like that.
They tracking it? What is this?
This was more realistic than people think. First of all, shout out to the
casino?
production on this. He went all out on this. The production was on point.
Yeah.
I tell you what else was also realistic, TR. You go back and look at that crowd and watch that male to female ratio again.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks very church-like to me.
Yeah. No lies. No lies told here. Now, MC, you I know you saw some people that had problems with it, and I did too. But again, when I saw this video, I thought it was obviously a skit, but I was like, how are y'all getting mad over a skit? Like, how is this any different from like a movie theater or a movie or a TV show doing something like this? And it's just these maybe he hit a little too close to home for some of these people. And a lot of these people realize, or maybe they, there's some people are waking up because they're messing up the church's money essentially. And they're realizing that, they might not, they might leave the church. Like, this is, I thought it was funny all the way through, but for people to get upset about this, and it was mainly, crazy thing is mainly like a lot of black pastors getting upset with it. And I saw some, regular people, but I saw a couple of pastors like, y'all really mad about it? Y'all bothered by this? Shit is wild.
Yeah, and if we're keeping it 100, church attendance has been down for a long time. It's starting to climb back up again, but here's the thing. And I'm saying this as a Christian. It doesn't take much to be a pastor, TR. All you really need is a following and some charisma.
Mm-hmm.
The accountability and the checks and balances in that pastoral life are few and far between.
Pastor Jamal Bryant.
You could technically be out here preaching some BS and misleading people and going astray with it. But as long as they buying into the message that you're pushing, nobody's going to check them. Nobody's going to challenge them. Which, by the way, is why male attendance is down in the church, because men tend to challenge and question more. But the barriers to entry to become a pastor in the church are low. And competition is really not that great. It's not like the other two of the big three that are set up where there are systems of accountability and protocol. But it's kind of the gift and the curse that comes with Christianity. And to be honest with you, we moved away from telling people to be better. And now the message just kind of shifts to telling people what they want to hear and making them feel good about themselves and giving them something that's just good enough to get to the following Sunday.
And politics
That
is being introduced
yeah.
as well.
Now on the flip side of that, I've been to churches that haven't had any divorces since 1970. I've been to churches where they've hired financial planners to come in and help the congregation become debt free and manage their finances better. But those are the ones that don't get that type of shine. So Drewski was focusing on the ones who were getting all the shine. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna share one more video here because some of the stuff I was like, is this really happening? And it definitely is. Like the guy with the high wire act. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that really happened. All right, so let me get it listed here because that's some of the wildest things. It's like, why do you need to do this? Why do you need to do all these theatrics? Like if they're not gonna, I mean, first of all, that stuff can be definitely dangerous. I know Drewski's doing it because they have the people that looked into it, make sure he was in a safe spot. But it's like he's doing it for a skit. This guy, he's doing it for show. And like, you don't have to do anything like that. Like, not one bit. And I forget this guy's name. I know he got in trouble with Diddy. But let's see. And then
that's TD Jakes right there.
Yeah, TD Jakes. There we go. Yeah, TD Jakes. Yes, that's what it was. So yeah.
True story, TR. True story. I went to see TD Jakes live probably about 5 or 6 years ago. He came to Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
The lady who was sitting behind me and my wife, she was idol worshiping. She just kept talking. She kept screaming, "I'm here to see you, and I want to get next to you." It wasn't spiritual at all. It was idol worship. It got so bad that even TD Jakes himself had to say, "Hey, y'all know I'm married, right?" Like, he had to literally say that. This chick was shooting her shot. She was straight up shooting her shot. And she was kind of annoying all the people around her. She was calling her friends on the phone. "Girl, I'm going to get him. I love him. I got to take my chance." I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So me seeing this craziness ain't nothing new, man. But it's not Christianity. It's just not. And we just let it run rampant.
And that's another reason why a lot of men do not follow some of these pastors, because the pastor is going to tell you something in your home or tell your wife to do something in your home when she should be following your leadership. So, or you have the pastor who might be sleeping with some of the congregation members. Like, I think I'm trying to remember who it was. I mean, maybe it was Jamal Bryant, but I know he's been divorced and he's with a new chick. But it's just one of those things where if you want to bring attendance back at the church, specifically the Black church, then you're going to need to do a lot of things that will not necessarily make you the most money. And if you're a church, you shouldn't be making money like that. And there's a lot of mega churches like that, especially that one in Texas. And I know they all tend to do things a little bit differently. But if you want attendance back in the church, or you want people to, take you serious like you used to back in the 90s and 80s, you're going to have to make some changes. I don't see that happening, though, because they already got the women. A lot of those women that don't have any leadership in their homes, or they're single moms, they prey on those women. And unfortunately, I don't see it changing. Even when those men get caught up or they have a baby outside of their marriage, or they're doing some cheating scandal, they still follow the person. They come up with all these excuses. And then again, like I said, when the whole Fannie Willis thing was going on, she rounded up all of the simp pastors that were coming out there trying to defend Fannie Willis. It's like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And then they let Fannie Willis go into the Black church in GA and plead her case, telling everybody that they're just trying to take a Black woman down, and she's the one going down on her staff. So I don't want to hear anything about like how the church has, the church is open to everybody. No, the church has definitely changed its mission. It's changed its purpose. And, a lot of these churches should have their, what do you call it? The charity license or 501c, whatever it is,
Yeah.
They need to have that removed though, because they're not operating like churches. They're operating like Democrat propaganding machines.
Yeah, if you're gonna step into politics as a church, your 501c3 should be gone because that was one of the conditions of receiving it and them not paying taxes.
Yep.
That's definitely a problem. And I would argue that the church is too inclusive. They tell people to come as they are, and I understand that. But when you have them come and push ideologies that don't align with what's in the book, you got a problem.
Exactly.
I've seen drag shows at churches. Obviously, those are churches I'll never go to, but
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yep.
And then there's churches that push feminist ideologies because they understand what a lot of people do. Black women are very loyal consumers, TR. Once you get them on lock, they're gonna put all their bread into you. It's the Tyler Perry theory. I mean, that's how he became a billionaire essentially. And I think a lot of pastors see that
And,
and they're like, I gotta get in on this. But don't let that discourage you from finding a good church because they do exist.
yeah. So yeah, the churches I've been to have been they've been mixed churches, and then they've been really nice churches though, but still, like I said, these, for them to get upset, they're only upset because potentially they could be losing some money.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I've heard pastors say church is a business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what part of the game that is, but if you got enough money to pay your bills and you making a good living, you need to redirect some of those resources back to uplifting your other people. I see so many fat people at church. I see so many dysfunctional marriages.
Yeah.
The singles ministries never change. It's like full of women looking for husbands and they can never find them.
They'll never find.
By the way, that's the best way to judge the church is by the fruit that it bears. How many marriages have they saved or created?
Exactly.
Have they helped anybody improve their living situations? Because a lot of churches will just train you to tolerate what life gives you and not fight back or improve yourself in any type of way. Oh, just wait on God to do it. No, God kind of wants you to get up and get stuff cracking yourself, and He'll help you along the way. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Moral of the story is don't go to a mega church. All right, we're going to jump to the next topic, which is parent tackles parent. So, MC, have you you used to ref? I don't know if you still do it, but ref kids games or youth games.
No, I did high school basketball for 5 years in the state of Arizona.
You see anybody get out of pocket go crazy, like the parents?
I never told you why I stopped doing it. A gun threat.
Give us a quick story time with MC.
I caught a gun threat. So
man.
me and my partner, because you usually get a crew of two or a crew of three. Varsity, you always have three, but JV, you might mess around and get two sometimes. So we were at this school. Oh, and by the way, TR, they told me this when I first started training. You're going to go to the schools that are the most hostile because you're tall and you're black, and they're going to respect you more. Like they told me that.
See, this is crazy.
So
crazy,
I'm already in the midst of it, right? And I knew it was going to go bad at this particular school. And I'm not going to call them out because there's some great kids there, just some bad ones too. They told us, look, here's your regular exit, and here's your exit if somebody threatens violence against you. Like they told us that. And we had police escorts and everything, right?
Man.
Now, mind you, in the state of Arizona, you can't have a firearm within 1,000 feet of the school. But that didn't stop this one particular father from wanting some smoke because his son's team was getting blown out because the coach and the students were undisciplined. He wanted to blame somebody else for it. So yes, I'm familiar, TR.
Jeez, that is insane, MC. I didn't realize that could be a possibility.
These parents are nuts, man.
Yeah, and so even with this one, there's some blame to go around with a lot of people. But let's play the video.
Coach was wrong, but your kid is out of control. The overly emotional man.
Let's watch it again.
The coach was wrong.
Oh my God. Look, I'm going to assign some blame to the coach and then I'm also assigning some blame to the guy that rushed the coach. Technically, that's an assault, so he could face some legal challenges there. But as for the kid, kids. First of all, your kid. I know people don't want their kids to fight. Your kid better learn how to fight. Like, they better know how to defend themselves, because I don't know what happened at the beginning of the video. Maybe somebody got upset, or maybe he pushed him or dropped an elbow on him. I don't know what the hell happened, because the video I couldn't find a video where it started at the beginning. But I don't know if it was enough for the kid to retaliate, but something definitely happened. This shit is always going to happen, especially when it comes to sports. And so the kids fighting, okay, yeah, they're out of control, but again, it's basketball. Now, the father, or I think that was a coach that ran down to hem up the other kid, because he pretty much punched the kid. Somebody had to do it. I don't know why I understand why he did it, but it's like somebody had to do it, and the ref should have got involved, in my opinion. Now, what he should have realized, somebody's coming to rush you, whether it's going to be the mom or it's going to be the dad, and somebody's coming to rush you. And if it's the mom coming to rush you, you definitely taking an L. Now, the father coming to rush you, he's lucky that his head did not hit that wall, because he was like that close. Maybe his head did hit the wall, because he didn't get up like that either. So, some of these parents, they got to get a better handle on their kids, but also you got to teach your kids how to defend themselves. And then also, if you do put hands or you check a kid, be ready for somebody else to, like, I know it's stupid to say this, or silly to have to think this way, but be ready that somebody's coming to rush you, because they ain't about to let you just hem up their kid, as most parents would, react the same way, if not, a different type of situation.
So there's a lot of failures in this video, TR. I'll start with who had the biggest failure. The officials. The referees were the biggest failure.
Yeah.
Because if you were trained properly, the first thing that they will tell you is you need to set the tone before the game even starts. What you're supposed to do is you pull the coaches and the captains to the side and say, look, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm running a tight ship. Now, I always told the captains, if you want to talk to me about something that's going on or a problem that you're seeing, you're more than welcome to talk to me on a dead ball. We can talk that out as a captain. And this is where the captain will tell you, look, number 3 over there is being a little bit too physical with my power forward, and he's going to put hands on him if it continues. And then you, as the ref, it's your responsibility to de-escalate it before he even gets to level 10.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, and this is I'm talking about the students now. I'm assuming that I'm just going to say the black student and the white student, because that's what they were. There was something that happened on a previous player earlier in the game that got them pissed off at each other.
Yep.
I'm going to take a positive approach here, assume that black kid threw a punch because that white kid did something to him, and it either wasn't called or completely ignored, or they tried to escalate it and nothing was done. Now, that being said, he was still dead wrong. He did the more aggressive punch.
There's always the white guy.
Yeah, the second guy usually gets it the worst, unfortunately. And because the refs didn't do anything and we don't have the full context of the video, we don't know what the starting point is. But what we do know is he threw a punch, right? Now, on to the coach. I'll just say the coach of the opposing team touched that black kid and to get him off. And you know what I'm saying? That's what set the parents off. So this is a big chain reaction. You cannot put hands on the other team's players. You can't even put hands on your players. You can't touch kids, TR. You already know that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So,
well, hey, MC.
Well, I tell you what I didn't see before you go. I'm going to land right here. What I didn't see was the coach of the black kid get on that court and try to do anything. He wasn't there at all. I didn't see him.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. What if the person running to the black kid would have had been a woman? Is he still bum rushing that? Would he bum rush a chick?
I don't know. With these equal rights, equal lefts these days, you never know how that's going to go. But with women, you got to be even more careful because they tend to be over emotional. And as men, we often have to restrain ourselves when we're dealing with them. But you never know how that's going to go.
So there was a woman that she went down the whatchamacallit, the bleachers, and she went. I don't know if that was her kid, but she instinctively went to the other kid, and it's like, well, why didn't you go to the black kid? And I'm not trying to play the race card or anything, but that motherfucker was out of control. Like, like again, the second guy always gets it. And if nobody would have stopped it, he probably would have been punching on that kid. Again, teach your kids how to fucking fight. Secondly, nobody went to that kid except for the opposing team's parent. So these are the situations where men, you jump into these conversations, you jump into these quarrels, and you're the one getting checked, you're the one getting arrested, you're the one getting injured. And that father, he was out of line. He should not have just ran up and pushed that guy, because again, he was that close to hitting that wall. And if he had hit that wall the wrong way, that guy is probably paralyzed. That guy's injured, all because, I mean, again, he did put hands on his kid, but it's not like he was telling him to, like shaking him or anything. He just reminding him, like, look, you're a fucking kid, and I'm an adult here right now. And then I don't know why he didn't have his head on a swivel. And the other guy, to me, it feels like he was all the way down on the other side of the bleachers. So he had some time to think. He had some time to see somebody sprinting. So, and nobody saying nothing. Like, hey, heads up. Everybody was cool. Everybody was like, yeah, we're about to see this happen. So that's just a forewarning for people. When something happens with your kid, ain't nobody coming out there to save your kid. And if somebody does, then you got to be careful on how you engage that situation, though, because somebody else is going to come out there and either rush you or really put hands on you ultimately.
And I'll say this too. You talked about what would have happened had he hit that wall. He's going to jail regardless here. I don't know. If you play that video on full volume, you can hear how hard he tackled him. And you know how hard gym floors are. Yeah. It's not concrete, but it's close. But you can hear how hard he hit that floor. There's bound to be some type of damage there. He might opt to press charges or sue. And he will be well within his rights to do so, because parents aren't supposed to storm the court like that.
Right.
And I'm blaming the refs, because one thing I learned being a ref, TR, is a lot of them are scared to throw people out and call technical fouls and call flagrant fouls. They're scared.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, my final year officiating, I threw, I think, 5 or 6 parents out over the course of the season over something. And I warned them, I said, look, the minute you step on this court, because most games have police escorts with some type of security.
Yeah.
And I tell them, the moment you step on this court, you're out of here. And now you're putting your team at risk of being disqualified. I don't have a problem blowing that whistle and throwing people out, but a lot of refs do. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there really wasn't a follow-up story. I just see it, go across the webs, but you think there would have been like some news article or something, but nope.
And by the way, in most states right now, TR, there's a shortage of referees for high school sports because of stuff like this. Don't nobody want to deal with these parents. And these kids that can't be coached and insist on being disrespectful and don't really want to learn the fundamentals of the game that they're trying to master. Nobody wants to deal with this stuff anymore.
Yep. Longer are the days of a Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got the fun stuff out of the way. Now we are going to give a couple reactions on this Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels situation. MC, I know when this video was happening, I was like, holy shit, this is really happening. And I was trying to text you. I don't know what you were doing, but I was like, wake up, because this stuff is like about to make history. And it definitely did. And I think there were some winners and losers on this. And I put in the title, like, this is like the new Drake and Kendrick beef. I'm being facetious, but still, like, this is insane to see some of the top. And Anton's kind of in a league of his own, really, for the most part, though, because Corey only streams like once a week. Anton streams every single day.
Yeah, and let me just check the private message real quick, TR. And by the way, let me just level set with everybody who doesn't know who these two people are, because I'm assuming most of you do. There might be a few that don't. Corey Holcomb is a comedian, a very hilarious comedian. But here's what I'll tell you. If you are a sensitive person, don't go to his show, because he has been known to make sensitive people very uncomfortable. Yeah. He's unfiltered with his jokes, and he generally goes after any subject. I mean, he talks about baby deletions. He talks about autism. He talks about
why we like
every subject. And if you don't know who Anton is, Anton, he was a software engineer guy. He transitioned into content creation. And now, he is a black conservative, a very outspoken one. And now he's making a name for himself. I think he has over 1 million subs on all of his pages combined.
Yeah.
So,
no, he has 1 million on one of his pages.
Yeah.
And the other ones are over 100K. So he's definitely putting in work. Same thing with the Patreon. And honestly, I thought this was a great opportunity for Corey Holcomb, because this video, so what people are not talking about it, this video actually was flagged on YouTube. So if you try to watch the video, you have to log in. And when you have to do that, that kills the monetization on the video.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, and Corey, I mean, I understand why they flagged, because they dropped a lot of D word on the video, and they ended up having to, like I said, YouTube was like, you guys wilding out too much. We're going to put this on a restriction. So I hope Corey did get a bag on this. I know he was getting a bag in the super chats. Oh, excuse me. Because I watched this happen live, and it started off well. I thought it was going to be, I thought it was well intended. I thought this was going to be a great opportunity for Corey, because I'm sure he wants to get a bag out of YouTube. Because Corey has an audience. He'll have like 10,000 people in there, but you only stream once a week. And I know he got his stand-up gig. So this would have been, if you want to talk to somebody about getting, maximizing the content on YouTube, and you can't do any better than Anton Daniels. Like,
yeah, and you know what's wild, TR? Corey has been in this space longer than almost everybody, but he never. I know he gets his super chat, and I know he sells merchandise. But you're right, like other people have found ways to flip this and make it into like a living.
Yeah,
I don't think Corey is quite there yet, but Corey's got. I think he's got almost 500,000 subs on his page, so he's not doing bad in that regard at all.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's a dirty secret about subscriber count, and we'll get the video started. Subscriber count don't mean shit. Subscriber count, I mean, I know we're trying to get our subs up, like and subscribe. But here's the thing about subscriber count. I have followed, I followed multiple channels with over 1 million subs, and these motherfuckers don't make no money. I'll be pocket watching. I'll be looking at see how much they're making. I'm like, why do you do all these videos and you don't make no money? This is insane to me. Stop doing these fucking shit videos and start making some money. This is why you're doing this. Like, why would you do it for any other reason? And these people, I don't know. I mean, we're trying to make money off of this. We ain't there yet, but we're trying to make money off of this. Like, there's no point in doing like you do all these videos. These people put up like a ton of videos and they don't make any money because of the content they're putting out. They'll get like a bunch of people watching. It doesn't translate. It doesn't turn into money. There was a guy I was watching where he pretty much had to quit YouTube and go get a 9-to-5 job. He was taking care of his family on his YouTube checks, and then the YouTube money started to dry up. This guy had over 1 million subs, did very high quality videos. He was doing video game content, and his content was actually pretty interesting. I liked the content he was doing. Didn't make any money, not one bit.
Yeah, I think the sub count, I wouldn't say it doesn't mean anything. I would say it's only a starting point. If that's all you're relying on, you're cooked. You got to build out from that. You got to offer something that's of value to your subs to make them want to, kick you a little bread. Unlike a lot of these false prophets in the church that's just selling you wolf tickets, you actually have to get some type of benefit from rocking with somebody monetarily.
Yeah, people got to rock with you, and then you got to have quality content too.
Yeah, and we on our way to both. So just rock with us. Get in there when we can.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And I have the hopes that I'm gonna get y'all off of the Democratic plantation.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about the Democratic plantation.
Everything that you speak of, it's a reflection of the same thing that they speak of. So you may not claim it, but you're a reflection of it.
Well, if I reflect something that is this Democratic plantation, I tell you what. I really don't study a Democratic plantation.
See, Corey represents a lot of Black people that don't believe that they're on the Democratic plantation. When you say that word, that phrase, they just act like, what are you talking about? These motherfuckers, and I don't know if Corey votes. I actually, after watching this video, I'm inclined to believe that Corey doesn't vote. Just my opinion.
Well, he said on multiple occasions that voting is for suckers, TR.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure he does not vote. And that's a problem in itself, and we'll get to that though. But a lot of, we've tried to get people off the Democratic plantation. I've tried to get my family off the Democratic plantation. I'd be hitting them with facts, but it's like I'm just talking to myself. They ain't ready to leave until they're ready to leave.
Yeah, and the reason why we clipped this particular part of the video, first of all, is to level set before we get to the crash out. But I think an important point here that Anton brought up, you don't have to be a Democrat or an active voter to have that mentality of them. And in this particular instance, Anton is talking about being a victim.
Yeah.
A lot of times, we talked about this in previous episodes, a lot of times when we get together, a lot of us will sit around and just trauma bond and blame other people for our problems and keep talking about how hard our childhood was. And it's like, if you're anywhere close to my age, you shouldn't be on that type of stuff anymore. You should be more solution-based.
Yeah.
You can't keep blaming your parents or your hood or whatever for your problems. And that's kind of where the victim mindset comes from. And that is the particular Democrat plantation that Anton is talking about.
Right.
Try to study being a stand-up human being. Well, when I look in the mirror, I don't see a slick motherfucker.
Right.
That's who I am.
I'm with it.
I don't like slick motherfuckers.
That's the first thing we agreed on.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad we got there. But I get labeled all the time. I was talking to a young lady on the phone the other day, and she said, "I know you hate the what's the lady who calls herself a doctor? I'm blanking right now.
Oh my God,
Dr. Bryant." And I'm like, I don't hate nobody. Where do you get hate from? And then I was on the internet. Every once in a while, I look at the pages that use.
You know what? I'm gonna call cap on that though, because Corey has gone off on people, baby mamas. He's gone. He don't like Tasha K. Like, I know he said he don't hate, but he got a special place for Tasha K because he be going off on her. Like, I've been watching Corey's content for a while, and I know Tasha K and a baby mama situation. I couldn't remember if it was his situation or somebody else's situation, but you would think he hates these people.
To be fair, TR, because we gotta be fair. The reason why he has smoke for Tasha K, and I've been listening to 5150 for a long time, she reached out to one of his baby mothers and one of his children and brought them in for an interview to try to disrespect his family life.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, yeah, and in my opinion, and this is the problem when women enter men's spaces, women don't operate on guy code. Most of us understand that when it comes to you having an issue with somebody, you keep it laser focused on them and you don't pull anybody else into it. Yeah. That was the problem that he had with her. So I just want to call that out in the fairness.
My likeness and image and everything. And I listened to some of the stuff they said, and I was called bitter, and I don't know how to get money. But anyway, coincidentally, today I'm talking to a brother who knows how to work the internet well and get money.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like everything comes in its season for a man like me. I don't say I got all the answers to everything, but I am willing to talk logically to people who I feel like are able to communicate. That's what I'm saying. Because like the stuff you said, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's your personality too. Like,
and it would be boring to hear just one person's take or views on things. This makes it interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump to 1430 though, but yeah, it started off, everybody wanted to listen, everybody wanted to learn, and it goes off the rails.
And before you hit play, so I want the audience to understand what we're doing right now. We're going to get to the crash out, but what we are trying to do is get y'all to understand how this escalated to a crash out. What are the differences between these guys that caused the tension in the first place? So we're building up to it. So just rock with us. Yeah,
and as far as I can see, everything seems to be normal. It sounds like everybody has good intentions, but we're going to find out here how that's not the case. So,
do you think Black people can truly be racist, or are we just prejudiced?
No, I think that.
Also, real quick, I hate when people ask this question. This is such an idiotic question. You goddamn right, Black people. Man, do you know how many times we get dropped the coon word in our chats or on our comments? Like, those ain't by white people either. So, and when I was watching the video, and I don't know if I can pull up the chat, but they were calling Anton They were dropping the raccoon emojis. They dropped it so much. I was like, I wonder if YouTube's ever going to ban that word or ban that emoji, because they only do that for black men that don't that's not telling them fucking lies, essentially.
Well, let's be honest, TR. A lot of black people think that black people can't be racist. I mean, that's just what it is. But here's the thing: the definition, straight from the Oxford Dictionary: discrimination, antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of membership in that group. Doesn't mention any specific races in that regard.
Right.
But I think it gets confusing because a lot of people. And here's one thing I've learned about racism. Most people that are racist have absolutely no power. They really don't. Like, most of them have no power. It's a bunch of losers that can't afford to provide for themselves, and they're looking for outlets to bash something, right? Like, there's some with power, but the majority of y'all are sitting in your trailer or your one-bedroom apartment, and you have nothing going for you, and you're using that hate to survive and thrive off of, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of people that hate white people, like straight up hate white people. And it's very unfortunate because
look at that. Did you see that from Darlene?
Anytime somebody says something like that, it makes people shift and they see nice, bro.
Because they're not even the ones that's winning over here.
Yeah, and that's another fact too, though, because the majority, like some of these YouTubers, some of the black content creators, they are getting a bag. So, and this is a space that's predominantly, ran by a lot of white people, white content creators, but there are a lot of black content creators. Anton himself is like one of those out here. The lead attorney, the Black Conservative Perspective, Poor Man's Podcast. Like the majority of the people that I listen to, they are getting a bag. If I see someone that's not making the money, I don't even listen to them anymore, because it's like, you obviously don't care about your craft like that. I'm not going to listen to this shit anymore.
Yeah, and I think the sooner people realize the real battle is between the haves and the have-nots, not this other stuff that these other narratives that y'all trying to build out. That's where the real battle lies. Like when we sit here fighting about stuff like this, and the fact of the matter is most people live check to check. It ain't got nothing to do with color. Most people are struggling and they're trying to figure it out. But for some reason, when you're around people who like to victimize themselves, they tend to think that their people are the only group of people that are suffering.
Yeah, shout out to the Democratic Party.
We compare ourselves against a group of people that the majority of them is on food stamps and welfare. Yep. They would be a disappointment to their ancestors.
Right, but isn't true racism?
She just went through all that. I think that the person talking, I think, is Corey's girl, or at least one of the staff members. But she just went through all that like it was no big deal. Like they only asked that question where they're trying to catch you up. So it's more of a litmus test to see how black you are. And if you don't answer these questions correctly, then they're going to discount everything else you say. And Anton gave a good answer. Like, it doesn't matter. Being like a lot of black people are racist towards each other or racist towards a lot of white people. I know this because we see a lot of black people, congressional members, just teeing off on white people. And then everybody's like, well, they're just talking shit. I was like, I don't know if they're really talking shit. I think they really don't like white people, but they do love white campaign donations.
You know what? We don't hold back on this podcast, right? And we'll sit and we'll complain about racism all day, right? But from my personal experience, TR, most of the people that have tried to oppress me or hold my progress in life look just like me.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times that I've sat in meetings with and another myth is that we ain't got no money. We have money. You just got to tap in with the right people to try to get it. I've tried to write grants and get, funding for mentorship and stuff like that. And I've had to walk away from those types of conversations because they'll push ideologies that I don't want to push on young men. I've literally walked away from grants because they wanted me to teach transgender studies to young black men. And I'm like, for what? What purpose does that have?
Yeah.
Outside of me telling people that they exist and to just let them be, I'm not obligated to teach that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they'll do all these misdirection things that have nothing to do with our progression as people.
Right.
A system that controls access to,
Well, that's the argument, right? The argument is
we can't make sure white people don't get access to certain schools and programs and things like that.
The main way that
They
they
need to be empowered to be racist, to be quite
but
honest.
see, that's what I was
we'll
gonna
get to
say.
that.
Y'all,
We'll get to that.
that's the argument that black people make, is that you can't be racist if you can't actually have an impact on another group of people. So it's supposedly systemic. It's false.
Really?
I just seen a guy that used to be the president of the United States of America that wound up becoming the president of the United States of America for the second time, almost get everything taken away from me.
Right.
Literally.
Facts.
And he was basically being taken down by black people. Kamala Harris, Letitia.
See, Corey, this is the thing. Corey has he has a huge fucking audience, and this is what he does with the audience. And I don't go to Corey for a political commentary, but some of this stuff is like pretty obvious. Like Anton's about to go through the list of black women that were used by the Democratic Party to go after Trump. And most of those black women, I don't see no white people coming over to save them or create their defense fund or anything like that. I don't see any white people doing any of that stuff. It's almost like the Democratic Party doesn't want to talk to these women anymore. But they all got them all in line to go after Donald Trump, and he left off Alvin Bragg as well too, who was the one who got that accounting conviction or the bookkeeping conviction on Trump. And hopefully they'll get thrown out though, because that was a state charge on a federal level. That shit never fucking happens.
I'm going to extend an olive branch to the pro-blacks because there's one thing that y'all partially have correct. Now, if you're speaking in reference to the past, you're 100% right. But now we're in 2026. You cannot do predatory lending anymore. There's checks and balances for it.
Yeah.
You can't stop
redlining.
people. You can't stop people from moving into certain neighborhoods anymore. You can't threaten somebody's physical safety anymore.
No colors only drinking fountain.
Yeah, that stuff is done. Like, I get it. Our history is our history. It all happened. I don't deny any of it. But what I'm telling you is 9 times out of 10, these MFers ain't got no power anymore.
Nope.
They don't. The only thing that's stopping us is we don't have any group economics. We don't have a code of conduct, and we don't have an agenda. Every group who's gotten something accomplished politically in this country was all on the same page, and they had an agenda. Period.
Facts.
Letitia James, who was the in New York, Fonnie Willis, down in Georgia. All of those are black women, specifically that
Most people
met
didn't
with
even know who
Kamala
they were.
Harris months before they actually started this campaign during the Biden administration. And it's so funny to me because then I have to ask myself the question, well, listen, if this is a construct and if it's all about white people and all of the energy is going towards a person that black people fucked with before he actually ran for president of the United States of America,
Right.
but we champion Barack Obama.
Not me.
No. Take yourself out of it. We talking about the culture.
Right.
It may not necessarily be you individually, but we as a culture fuck with him.
Fuck with who?
Barack Obama and his wife.
Yes. People, why does everyone think that Anton's speaking Japanese or something? I don't know why Corey being a comedian, and again, I don't go to Corey for political commentary, but he knows fucking better that this is the case. And D, you know what's funny about D? She's sitting there for the most of the conversation, even when shit pops off. And there's a come a time where she's going to be talking about, she says a few things, but it's like, D, you know this is true. She understands this. Maybe not Corey, but you're telling me D and Corey? Shit, even the woman that was asking the question, you're telling me all three of those people don't know shit about how the Democrats are using black people to push their agenda. Now they've gotten to a point where they don't need to even come out to cater to black people because the vote has reduced so much. They go after the LGBT people now. They go after liberal cucks now. Like, this is what I don't understand is that Anton's telling the truth. You can't even dispute this. And they're acting like, well, what are you talking about? People in chat, they know what the hell Anton was talking about. I'm like, you guys are idiots.
You know, this is why I don't attach myself to anybody politically anymore, TR, because people, they change directions like the wind. Donald Trump, right? a lot of black celebrities that y'all worship used to kick it with him and call him a friend.
Exactly.
Like he was one of the main ones defending Michael Jackson when the rest of society turned their back on him. Now I
I
understand
didn't
what he
know
did
about
about.
that either.
I understand the whole Central Park Five thing. You know, people like to bring up that housing situation. They said he was discriminating in housing. But when I look at people like Russell Simmons, Mike Tyson, oh, and by the way, TR, Mike Tyson has gone public and saying he voted for Trump, and I
Yeah.
dare somebody to say something to me about it. It ain't nobody checked him.
Yeah.
So that's
Nobody.
how I know. That's how I know they not keeping that same energy
They
when it
pick and
comes to.
choose. Fucking
Meanwhile,
cowards.
you have somebody on the blue side who was the keynote speaker at a Strom Thurmond event, who, you know what I'm saying, we already know about the Primax stuff, and who had the audacity to go on a black show like the Breakfast Club and say, "You not black if you don't vote for me."
Yeah,
Why
hot
is he even
sauce.
comfortable enough to say stuff like that? Why
Black
is
people,
Kamala Harris comfortable enough to say she's not going to do something exclusively for black people while running on the platform of being a black woman? Why
Yeah.
does stuff like this happen?
pro-blacks piss me off the most because I don't care what your ideology is. Like, you fucking think what you want to think. But the mere fact that these pro-blacks are like, Kamala is black, I'm like, you motherfuckers, we're not even thinking anything about, anything about Kamala Harris. And then secondly, she married to a whole you-know-who-ish man. And she ain't got no black kids. This is my biggest gripe with them, and they refuse to admit like this was a problem. Like, you're telling, look, if you want to say you want to vote for Kamala, fine, but you pro-blacks better not have voted for Kamala, and they fucking did. I understand the weak men, the cuck men for Kamala. I understand that they did it, but the rest of y'all had no business voting for Kamala Harris, and she picked a whole white man to be her VP.
So I'm glad you brought that up with Kamala, because now we got to talk about AOC, Ilhan Omar, and even Supreme Court Justice Ketanji, right? They're all married white men and are constantly and all constantly trashing white men. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And it makes your husbands look like betas. They all look like betas when you go around.
They are.
Like, I've never, if my wife was going around talking trash about black men being married to one, that would be a problem. That would be an absolute problem. But I don't know why those particular men stay and deal with it. But whatever.
Facts.
Not saying a lot.
No, you talking
No,
loud,
you talking loud.
and you
All right, this is the first crash out though. So we're I know we're jumping around though, but there wasn't. This is what leads up to that crash out.
Yeah, let me
You talking
hold on before you push play on the crash out. Let me level set, because it was too long of a clip. What escalated it to this level was, and let's be clear, Corey threw the first shot. Corey threw a rock, and Anton threw a bomb, because Corey accused Anton of.
Well, isn't this it? Isn't this what's coming up?
Well, let's let it play first. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
around.
What
What did the Caucasian male do to America
I'm not-
to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You
I'm not
dancing
getting into
around
that.
it.
No,
And
I'm
that's
not.
And just a quick point, Anton goes after everybody. All you got to do is watch his clips, and he is clowning everybody. Nobody gets a pass on Anton's channel. He honestly, the only people that get a pass are content creators he knows. Those are the only people that get a pass and that he knows personally. He's said this before, and according to his work ethic, he does not. If one of those content creators are in the news for whatever reason, he doesn't even pick it up. If he knows them personally, he does not even pick it up. But everybody else, they all catch wreck.
You know what's crazy, TR, is Corey goes after everybody too. So I don't even understand why they disagreed about this. Let us not forget that it was a group of black women that got Corey kicked off of Twitter back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was saying some things about overweightness and things like that, and it didn't go well for him. So I don't understand what this. They're similar in that regard. So I don't know where this tension came from. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you.
As soon as that phrase was uttered, I knew it was about to go to level 10, because you don't say stuff like that.
Hey,
like I said,
Corey
threw a rock, but Anton threw a bomb.
He said he kissed white ass. What do you mean he threw a rock?
That's
was
a rock.
That's
Now,
a boulder.
Okay, which one of these sounds worse? You kissing somebody's butt or you jumping on your knees and dropping jaw? Which one of those is worse?
Hey, they both worse.
No, you can't. Don't put those in the same category. No.
Yeah, Anton, he went a level 10 on. I ain't gonna cap.
What you do.
Nah,
See, ain't
homie,
nobody
let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
Ain't nobody
suck
gonna
dick.
tell you that-
I
Yeah,
don't
you do.
suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
So fix
You doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck
You
dick,
doing
homie.
you doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you, I don't
Believe me
do
when I
that.
tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same
Let's
energy
switch
you give me.
Let's switch seats. Let's switch seats.
Look at D. Get out the way, D. What the hell? These are two men, and she's sitting there. I'm like, she like what? Knitting? What the fuck? We've how many videos have we made about women just getting in the way? D should have been like, you know what? It's getting too hot over here. And then she tried to stop Corey, which is kind of, I feel like this led up to a second crash out. But then she tried to stop Corey from getting close to Anton. I don't know what was going to happen. I was like, holy shit. But D, get out the fucking way.
So here's where we're going to disagree, TR, because I think D, and I was going to wait until later in the video to bring this up, but let's do it now. I think D did exactly what a woman should do in situations like this.
Hell no.
And you'll see it a little bit later.
Nope.
So full context, I've been rocking with 5150 since like 2014. So I was there when Corey allegedly got sued because Ari Spears went on his show, and one of Corey's co-hosts, Zoe Williams, fired off on him.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening from that was, instead of suing Zoe, allegedly, the lawsuit came towards Corey because it was his show. So Corey had to eat that L on the legal fee. So I believe, knowing how, seeing D a couple of times, I think D was trying to de-escalate Corey because she didn't want another situation like that.
Yeah, well,
she didn't know what was going to happen.
She did a good job de-escalating. She got the fuck out the way.
As she should. She can try to calm Corey down, but she definitely needs to get out of the way.
Ain't nobody calling. When these, either one, ain't nobody was going to calm down on this. So I was kind of surprised that it didn't come to fisticuffs, but you know, we'll continue.
And by the way, if you know how this goes, for some reason, if you hit a dude with the SMD or you D sucking, that triggers like what's called a fight event. But here's my problem.
I don't know, Anthony. I don't know about that.
I mean, I don't operate like that, but I'm telling you, especially with some of these old school cats, they don't play with that for some reason. Oh, we're gonna talk about the street dudes later in a different time.
This is 100% the Boondocks. This is a nigga moment, because even though Anton, I get it, Anton said what he said and Corey said what he said. Corey should not flow off the handle. Now you messing up the channel. Now you messing up, like, potentially you could, if this comes to fisticuffs, they're going to strike your channel. So now you're really messing it up. I thought this was staged for a little bit though, but it clearly isn't staged. But again, Corey getting in Anton's face and I'm tipping my hand. Hold on.
I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking.
You saying a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either.
Okay, but that gay shit, you
don't give a fuck about what you
Hey, homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
You know, he did say it 4 times to Corey. Just, you know, I wasn't keeping count, but he did say it 4 times.
I think as a man, you have a responsibility to not let another man take you off your square.
Yeah, that's true.
At this point in my life, TR, there's very few things that I'm willing to throw hands over, and this don't qualify for that. And
not even top 10.
No, not at all. The list of things I'm willing to throw hands over is very small, but this definitely ain't it. And Corey, you mentioned this. He talked himself out of the bag, because when you two put that flag on there,
yep,
yeah, you might have lost some views on this.
Yeah, he lost some money. He lost advertising dollars on this.
Absolutely.
And that's what and that was Anton's point coming out there. But Corey was just on surface level thinking, and there's a lot of young men, they crash out over stuff like this. Look, if somebody touches you, okay, I get it. But for him to say this, and for him, and you're running a show, and I know you want to be entertaining, Corey wasn't even having fun with this anymore, and he flew off the handle.
Absolutely.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No.
I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform,
Look at
and
D.
I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But
We
you're not
good.
closing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do dick
We can put
sucking
the
shit.
microphone right down,
Yo.
right now, and go on back. I don't give a fuck about.
I think that's the producer talking, which he should have been the one interviewing and trying to get things under control because he messing up the money. Corey's messing up the money.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, TR. When you step to somebody like that and step in their personal space, in my opinion, do you remember when Draymond Green, when they had it on tape, where he walked up to his, I think, was it Jordan Poole, walked up to him in his personal space and knocked him out?
Yeah. It was somebody, but yeah.
Yeah, if somebody walks up on you like that, you kind of have to guess that it's a threat because you don't know what they're capable of. I say all that to say, Anton, technically, if he would have threw a punch, you could technically make the case that it was justified because Corey walked up on him and invaded his personal space. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. This is why we need to do a better job of resolving conflicts with words because this is there was a lot of disrespect here, but this is the ultimate challenging move. Somebody walking up on you like that.
It definitely escalated. It didn't need to. And it went to a level 100 when he walked up. He was like, hey, move out the way, D, and moved over there, got in front of Anton's face. So I was like, okay, this ain't staged anymore. Like, this is real.
Yeah, for real.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit
sucking
for the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton,
I'm saying,
listen, don't
I'm gonna let
disrespect me
you
like
finish.
that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that, I'll respect you. But don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I'll let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how it call this nigga out his name. Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't.
All right, Corey. See, and this is when Anton, again, for a lot of people that didn't see it, there's going to be a conversation later in the clip where Anton points out the fact that people do not call out Corey or they don't have a conversation. They don't keep it real with Corey. Corey straight up disrespected Anton, and he's thinking that, hey, me saying you kiss Caucasian ass is not disrespecting. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like,
that's mad disrespectful.
Wild.
That's mad disrespectful.
Like, Corey blacked out on this. Like, again, there should have been people that should have either the producer, the chick, even D. I mean, I even though I don't want them getting involved, the producer at the very least, he should have had this under control. He's like, hey, Corey, big dog, here, you messing up the money. He should have had like a money bag here. He should have had a sign that said, hey, Corey, we can't be doing this. And potentially we could, lose the channel over stuff like this, which is why they got a restriction on it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Yeah, Anton
Then I'm
doing too
switch
much.
seats.
No, this my show. This my show.
Cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking.
It's
I
a
don't
threat
dick
that you
suck,
say a
my
lot of
nigga.
shit. Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't
bro.
dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation,
This is my problem with this, TR. Like, how are you this offended by words?
Yeah, he went off.
Like, if you're not D-sucking, what difference does it make? He don't know you.
I know, and I saw a lot of
Share.
people. I know a lot of people was trying to defend it, like, yo, he disrespected him, he crossed the line. So you're telling me if somebody walks up to you and says that to you, you automatically crashing out, and so your freedom, your livelihood, the woman you're with, that's all worth it to crash out because of principality. Like that's a good reason to crash out. Again, this is the Boondocks. This is a nigga moment, and unfortunately for Corey, he fell for it. I don't know if Anton was trying to put him in a trap. I think in the second one, maybe he can make that argument, but on this first one, I think they were trying to have like a dialogue, and Corey just wasn't like thinking. He wasn't thinking ahead. He was just thinking. He was just in his feels, and it went the way it went.
Because you're not gonna do
Come
shit.
at me with that dick sucking
You're
shit
not gonna
again,
do
nigga.
shit. You're not gonna
Come
do
at me with. See, I
Yeah, see, and look,
Like I said, I have no
Anton,
problem with D here. D is doing exactly what I would expect a woman to do.
and she ain't doing shit.
She can't do
Anton,
nothing. That's the point, T.R. If two men are taking it to level 10, there's nothing a woman can do to stop that.
no, but she needs to get
But
out the way.
she's trying to save Corey from himself. She knows what's at risk here. She knows that. But she knows physically she can't stop it if it happens.
Oh, okay. So the producer, he's just there for like eye candy. Then he's just hanging out.
We both agree on the producer should have did more, but I'm talking about D being the only woman on the screen.
Yeah.
She's doing the best of what she can. That's all I'm saying.
suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Look at the
We can
mic.
go out back right now. I'm with it.
The mic fell
Don't
off.
say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey, yo.
No, it's not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Don't get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie.
Darling should know
I ain't got
this.
to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm
Right now, okay, I will say that this is the first L for Corey because, and Anton has had a lot of, I forgot to change the banner on this.
Oh yeah, good catch.
Anyways, so Anton has, not Anton, but Corey. If you run up on a guy and you act like you're going to do something, you got to follow all the way through. And here's what I'm thinking. Okay, if you ain't about that life, that's fine. You ain't got to let the audience know this, but he should have went out back with Anton. And I'm not saying they would have squabbled up. I'm not saying that something would have happened, but you got to go out back now because you don't want to mess up the money. You don't want to mess up the stage. He said that was like the TV behind them was like $1 million or whatever. You gotta go all the way through now, because if you don't, everybody's gonna think that you just selling wolf tickets, and a lot of that started to happen in his chat. His chat started to turn on him when this was all going down, though. So again, I'm not saying they needed to fight though, but here's the thing too: if they would have went out back, who would have known we would have known what would have happened? Nobody. He had nothing to lose if he would have went out back at that point. They could have said like, you know what, we squashed it. We had an understanding man to man, and we want to get this bag. But
Yeah,
Corey, he sat down. Anton called his bluff, and it's not a good look. And again, like I said, that's the first L for Corey.
and here's where I agree with you, and even more importantly, it's actually kind of made me respect Anton a little bit more, and I'll tell you why. There's a conflict here, right? But Anton is still showing respect. He's still respecting Corey's platform by saying, look, we got an issue. I'm not going to do this on camera and blow up your spot. Let's just go outside. Either we're going to talk about it, we're going to run the fade, whatever. But I'm showing you respect by not doing it in the house, and I'm taking it outside. That's actually a form of respect.
Yeah. And Anton is always prided himself. He does a lot of reaction videos. Could you imagine if Anton would have fumbled the bag? Do you know how many reaction videos? Like, there's a ton of reaction videos on Anton right now, but do you know how many videos would have been out? Anton fumbling the bag. He always talks about other men fumbling the bag, and then he himself fumbles the bag. Anton, I don't want to say, whose side I'm on or whatever, or who won, but Anton is playing it cool, and this is probably why the second crash out came up though. But again,
Did you just say Anton is playing it cool?
Yeah, I mean, because
No.
hold on. This is why. So Anton, if somebody walked up on him, and I thought they were going to fight, I think most men, if that's me, I'm pushing whoever's in my face, I'm pushing you back. Anton didn't flinch. Anton had a 50-50 chance that Corey was going to swing on him right there. And when Corey sat down, Anton knew that Corey ain't about that life, respectfully. I'm not saying.
You mean just at this particular moment he's playing it cool? Okay,
yeah, he's playing it cool. He knows that.
I take back what I said.
Yeah, he knows that he has Corey. There's something I want to say, but I can't say it because it'll come off kind of pause. But he know he has Corey in this particular moment. He know Corey ain't gonna do nothing now. And I'm not saying Corey would have ever did anything. And I mean, he did ask Anton for the 5th time to say the word again. Not that Anton needed to do it, but it's like he's already said a lot of. If you say it's disrespectful, he's already met that requirement. So for a lot of these people thinking that Corey's about that life, he might not be. I don't want to find out.
I'm gonna get to that part a little bit later when we play a certain timestamp.
Yeah.
I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like it,
If you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation,
long as you
we can
know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know.
Bro, you not that tough.
Thank you, producer.
You can probably jump to the next one here, but I do want to call out because we are about to skip ahead a little bit, just so the audience knows if you didn't watch the whole thing. In their own individual ways, they kind of squashed it and apologized to each other, and they tried to move on. And that's where TR is about to advance the clip right now. In their own ways, they kind of squashed it. A little bit of an exchange, but they pushed past
Look,
it.
they shook hands. He's over here smiling.
Yeah, they did.
Like it was squashed for the most part. They got through it. I didn't think they would be able to get through it, and they got through it. So, and they shook hands. It should have been over. But when we get to the I'll be curious to hear your opinion on this, MC, on this when we get to the second crash out. But let's do the Dave Chappelle portion. Hold on. Let me actually play it.
I'm still Corey because I don't live a life of getting into it with people. I really don't.
No, Corey, you pick on people that you think ain't gonna respond to you.
Now, give me an example.
Corey, you pick your targets based off of what you think they ain't gonna do. And that's why you feel comfortable saying some of the wild shit that you say online.
But I asked you this, and I'll ask you again.
I'm not gonna say
give
no
me
names.
an example.
No, I'm not gonna say no names.
You can't give an example.
No, I can.
Will you please
because
give me an
I don't want to implement nobody into this that that'll be bad. That's not a good thing.
Well, do you understand?
See, a lot of people do not give Anton any credit for this though, because Anton probably has a whole list of people. Now, Anton brought it up, and so most people, like Corey and I, would do the same thing. Like, who are you talking about? And in most cases, we want people to tell us, like, who are you talking about? Anton ain't trying to be messy. I mean, as messy or level 10 messy, I guess, because this shit is already off the rails. But most people didn't realize that. Like, he and Dave Chappelle was a safe target for the most part.
You saying that?
I like to speak for myself.
Yeah, that's the
It
same
sounds
target
like
because
Apple.
he's sitting at the top spot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's the best person he could have
He's
went
sitting at the
after.
top spot. So if anybody he responds to is punching down. So Dave ain't got to respond to too much these days.
Yeah.
You know it's not babble, it's real, and you know it's real. That's why you laughing.
I'm laughing at you because you didn't. I had to ask you twice so far.
You pick
You
your
said I
targets
pick on people,
carefully.
and I said, give me an example.
You pick your targets carefully, very carefully.
So you can't give me an example?
Because
That's the third time.
I don't think Corey does that, but
Okay.
you know.
You tiptoed around Dave Chappelle.
You talking about the last time I said something about it?
You tiptoed around Dave.
I'll give you that.
You tiptoed like a ballerina.
That was a second shot because, first of all, he said you tiptoe like a ballerina. Now, I understand that's probably not not something to crash out over, but it's building the case that these guys are going to have problems later on, though. But Corey admitted, he's like, yep, you know what? You're right. Like, he didn't have to think about it. He's like, yes, I did tiptoe around it.
I'll give you another example, too. Kevin Hart. Corey is friends with Kevin Hart. But Corey also goes after comedians and actors, particularly black men that wear dresses.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart wore a dress.
Well, also remember, Jess Hilarious, he be going off on her.
Yeah. Well, he does.
Yeah. So
I will say this though. He's right about one thing. If you've seen her stand up, nah, it's a no-go for me.
Yeah. I it's hard for me to. There was one skit where, it wasn't even a skit, but Jess Hilarious was funny, and this is the only time I found her funny. DJ Envy, I forgot who asked him this question, but they were like, DJ, are you really, it was Tyrese. He was like, are you even a DJ? Like, what have you done? And Jess Hilarious was like, damn Envy, fight back. Like that shit was funny to me.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna give you that.
No.
But what
but
did I
you-
tip
but
toe about?
You would not have did that shit on a regular motherfucker. You know that Dave Chappelle's last Netflix special was not it.
And I tiptoed around it.
And you tiptoed around it
I
because
did.
you didn't want
I did.
you didn't want the smoke
I did.
overall. And so
Because
you pick and choose your targets carefully.
You say I didn't want the smoke.
No, because you didn't want the you didn't want the backlash.
Okay, but look, let me say this because you brought it up. I did tiptoe around how I really feel with the last special because I'm not gonna lie. It's everything that I said the time before when I spoke about it. Hot trash, no jokes. In the future, when people watch it, they don't know him like we know him now in this culture. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Now, I didn't see what Corey said about him or how he tiptoed around it though, but I didn't see the stand up though. But that's exactly what I heard. It's almost like Dave was just monologuing, like talking about politics. It's like this. I can't watch Dave Chappelle because his last few stand-ups have been just like that. I don't get. Stop talking about politics. Stick to the jokes. Stick to like stuff that's really funny. But stop talking about politics. It's not the Dave Chappelle that I grew up watching, and especially nothing from the Dave Chappelle show.
Look, some people are just better at sketch comedy than stand-up. If I'm being honest, TR,
Yeah.
I don't really view Dave Chappelle as a comedian anymore. I kind of view his stuff as like a TED Talk type of thing. Like I'm curious to what he's going to say, but even the one I haven't watched the new one yet. I'm going to watch it this weekend, but the one before that, which I believe is called The Closer or The Dreamer, I think I saw both of them, but I probably can count on one hand how many times I laughed. Never knows, but I was still fascinated by it because it's Dave Chappelle. Now that being said, Chappelle Show is one of the GOAT sketch shows that I've ever seen. Great show. And his first two stand-ups were classic.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle, he essentially makes jokes for liberals. That's just what it is. White liberals are the ones that enjoy Dave Chappelle the most because he's the one that they feel comfortable with, respectfully.
Yeah, like I said, it's a TED Talk. And like I said, because it's Dave Chappelle and I'm curious what he talks about, I'm going to watch it, but I don't think I'm going to be laughing a whole lot. I just don't.
Right.
I did tiptoe around his special. And you know what?
And
I can live with that. I can live with that. But what else? I ain't trying to think of nothing else. But I'm saying I think that was kind of you found a way to bring that nigga into it.
I love you, Darlene. I love Craig. But they will not call you out on your bullshit and challenge you.
Now you trying to turn
No.
All right. So MC, in my opinion, this is the first, not the first, but for this crash out, this is the first shot though. And I understand, I think Anton might be a habitual line stepper because what this leads up to gives me the impression that Anton just tries to see how much he can get away with. And when he spoke Darlene and Craig's name, it's like, why? I didn't ask you about my staff. Why are you talking about my staff? And I understand the question was about he doesn't go against people or go after people. He picks his targets. What they got to do with Darlene and Craig?
Yeah, those were strays. And for the record, if you guys don't know who Craig is, he's also a stand-up comedian. Craig Smith, real funny dude. Craig is a funny dude. And I'll say this, TR. I'll say this. I think we've done all we can with this particular timestamp. But Craig is a way better debater than Corey is. I think the conversation would have been better had Craig been there.
Yeah.
I just found that out.
Back. I didn't volunteer it. You forced me. I said, you know what? I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Then you said, okay, well, Anton, go ahead and keep on naming names and let's get to it. Okay, well, let's get to it then if that's what you want to do.
Well, how about this? Let me can I respond
because
to that?
Darlene is real chill and she not gonna cause no friction. And Craig is happy to be here.
Okay, so can I say something about that?
But see,
you don't cut me off.
I don't give a fuck because I'm rich too, so I'm cool. I got my own movement. I got my own motion. So I can tell you the truth. And I think that you also surround yourself with people that will not challenge you because you big dog to them.
Okay.
You big dog.
Okay, so let me say
jump to
this. Since you
59,
brought up
TR.
Darlene and Craig.
Yeah.
Let me bring.
I'm not getting it.
You still talk about me. Homie, this is a gay conversation.
It's not.
When you talking to men who play in riddles and stuff like that, I'm telling
you, the one that's talking in riddles.
You ain't never been to jail, have you?
Hell no, I ain't never been to jail.
I could tell. I could tell.
You been to jail?
Nope. Nope.
So what?
I don't understand why he said that. He asked Anton if he's been to jail, and then he's never been to jail, which I could have sworn Corey said he'd been to jail before. But anyways, I don't know why he asked that question, because he basically said that question was irrelevant when he said he's never been to jail. So why are you going after Anton if he's never been to jail?
I know exactly why he asked that question. He asked that question because he was being condescending. I deal with this all the time.
Yeah, but it was like unnecessary though.
It is unnecessary, but what I'm telling you is a lot of times hood people will do this to be condescending and invalidate your stances and points on things. Yeah. So they'll say something like, you never been to jail, or you never lived that thug life or that YN life, so you won't. Think about it like this. Remember when we talked about the Cash Money versus No Limit?
Mm-hmm.
And we had one of our haters jump on there and say, well, y'all ain't hood, so y'all not qualified to have this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the problems I have with that statement, TR, is a lot of people associate being black and being hood as the same thing. It's not.
Right.
Going to jail or prison is not a flex. And if you want to go ahead and take the tough guy role and be the hardest dude on your block or your street, that's fine. But I guarantee you, you don't own nothing on your street. And this is why I'm telling you,
homosexual.
This hood culture is single-handedly destroying our community, and we need more people to turn their backs on it and walk away from it.
Yeah, facts.
What the fuck that mean then?
I'm just saying, like, if you went to jail, they would have to start you over from scratch.
What would they do to you?
The people who
you would be the tough one.
No. Just let me land with this. The people
I don't think from a jail perspective, nigga. I'm not a jailbird. I'm never going to jail.
I see.
What the fuck is we
well, you
talking
can't
about?
say what you'll never do.
Right.
But
I'm never going to jail, bro.
Well, okay.
I don't even have that in. Dog, I don't even like that type of energy.
I'm just trying to make a point. Anton. What I'm saying is, I have been around enough people who have been institutionalized where I know how to carry myself around men who not finna play with you. That's all I'm saying. I don't
hang around niggas that been to jail, so I saw for it that way. The way you saw
exactly.
I don't know why. I don't know what Corey was thinking, because I don't have friends that, breaking into cars, destroying property, assaulting people. I don't got friends like that. I don't think I've ever had any friends like that either. But for some reason, Corey's trying to pull his hood card, Anton's hood card, and acting like Anton can't speak on stuff like this, or the way Anton's talk. Look, Anton got a bodyguard there, and I think he's a 2A as well. I know that he has it on him, but he definitely supports it.
Yeah, this is the wrong stuff to be bragging about, man. It really is.
For it is a little bit different than the way I saw for it.
Okay.
So I choose not to hang around niggas that's been institutionalized, that had to carry themselves a certain way because they made a decision that they wasn't supposed to make.
And it shows that you've been around people that ain't seen the other side of the game. Because some of the smartest men I know they've been to college and gave that time up. And it was actually a learning process for them. But they still got to stand 10 toes down when they...
This is fucking babble. I don't know why Corey is even having this conversation. Trying to tell people that you need to start respecting some of these men that have been to jail, and you need to carry yourself a different way. No, you don't be friends with these motherfuckers. That's how Anton said. That's how you solve it. You're not, even people that have been to jail or they're felons or whatever, they ain't supposed to be talking to other felons.
This is the problem, TR. And this is what I always say when it comes to us, the black community. The people with the loudest voices are generally the ones that need to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And this is also a time where I will remind you that most black people have never been to jail. They've never been arrested. They don't even break the law. Like, most black people are regular, everyday folks just trying to figure it out like everybody else. But somehow this is the badge of honor. We'll celebrate somebody coming home from jail, but be crickets when somebody starts a business. Matter of fact, we'll ask them for a discount and try to undercut their prices, or we won't pull up for a graduation or stuff like that. Like, our priorities are just so trash, man. It just frustrates me.
Out here, Anton, I don't believe that you tried to disrespect me now that I've been talking to you. I don't believe that.
Here it comes.
I believe that you are the way you are. I am the way I am. And it can clash if people are not educated on how to be around each other.
You know who I thought about when he was talking? I thought this was some Kamala Harris fucking babble. I was like, I don't know where Corey was even going. This conversation was very hard to follow. And Corey, for the ultimate, he was really just dancing around it. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what he was trying to communicate to Anton, but everybody was like, where is he going at? Like, this makes zero sense.
He was going at respect. The ultimate point was you don't know how to respect people that live that life. And Anton responded. And he said, look, I don't fuck with people that live that life. I don't have friends that went to jail or prison. So that's how I get around it. That was his response. That should have been the end of the conversation right there.
Because men can go to war over misunderstanding.
He's throwing an intellectual shot.
Yeah, we already know this.
What am I doing?
So without saying it, he's basically saying,
this is the crash
you from a different space, so you don't get the way that we move over here.
Condescending.
Over here or anywhere in the United States of America, and that's not a black thing. I'm talking about Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians. Understand the respect level men must have when they're in front of each other, because it can trigger war. That's all I'm saying to you.
I understand everything that happens when it happens. I'm a chess player. That's what I've been playing my entire life.
Self and white men. This is a fact.
I like this chat. Let me tell y'all why I like the chat.
Everything, but maybe. But I tell you what, that's a dangerous.
103 is the crash.
Under the code. There's a code out here.
No, you don't.
Self and white men. This is a fact.
I like this chat. Let me tell y'all why I like the chat.
Everything but himself and white men.
No, listen. I told you I want to come back.
I don't know why Corey was so fixated on talking about white men. Corey's on the white man's internet. This is white YouTube. The majority of people on YouTube are white people. He's trying to give this pro-black image, and Corey, I get it, but most of the time you're going to be dealing with white people. And so for him to come after Anton and acting like Anton is caping for Anton ain't never caped for white people like this. All you got to do is watch a few of his clips and you'll see it. This is Corey grasping at what do you call what's the phrase? Short hairs or whatever. Straws. Grasping straws. This is a nothing burger. And you got a Corey and I don't know. I think Anton probably at this point realized this is going to go south again, and I'm going to get the clicks because he knows Corey ain't going to do shit.
This is brutal to watch, man. But
right. I can have a full conversation about it, or we can talk about it right now. I ain't got nothing better to do.
Study this episode.
Shout out to the
shit on Caucasian males.
Shout out to the
ain't shit on
I'm
himself.
not gonna shit on nobody.
Yeah, you shitted on black people. You shitted on motherfuckers.
I feel like I shitted on you.
There it is.
To your face. To your face.
Anton was wrong for that.
I feel like
how was Anton wrong for that? He's already talking shit about Anton.
By saying you ain't said nothing about white people, that's disrespectful.
No, he says, okay. He was trying to check Anton's hood card, and then he started throwing the shots about Anton's character. Like, he was trying to say that Anton is favoring these types of white people. And this is what a lot of pro-blacks do. They say you want to be white so bad. That's not even the case. Anton, look, if that's going to be the case, Corey ain't married to a black woman. Corey got black kids. He ain't married to no woman. And he had multiple, I believe he has multiple baby mamas. I know he has one.
He openly talks about that. He does.
Yeah. So if we're going to qualify people by that, then by that measure, Corey ain't black.
He black.
Black
The problem is our culture is trash because a lot of people live that lifestyle. That's the problem. But I get it. He was very condescending with the hood talk with Anton, and Anton again. He's like, "All right, you throwing stones? I'm gonna bust back."
Talking shit again.
I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you.
Careful.
I'm telling you.
You shitted on me to my face, but that shit will lead to some danger.
Will we please stop the
trust me?
The tough talk. I got security. You got security.
Homie, I ain't got security. Them my people.
Cool. Them your.
You gotta hire a motherfucker to be with you.
Absolutely. I'm always gonna hire somebody.
You better.
100%.
How you be talking?
Corey, stop talking tough. Stop talking.
Homie,
tough.
you
just said that.
I'm not talking tough. I'm talking to you straight up.
Why are you so?
You said you disrespected me in my face. And then you act like it was all good.
I disrespected you to your face. So I'm confirming what you said. You felt disrespected. So I am telling you that I disrespected you if that's the way you felt. Is that not what you said? You said that out of your.
All right. I will. Okay. Anton was doing a Jedi mind trick on Corey. Like, I get what Anton was saying, what he was saying. Well, he's trying to. The problem is they're talking in code to each other, and they're not saying exactly what's going on. And Corey ain't trying to hear any of it. I'm not saying Corey's right in this situation, but Anton, he's throwing some subtle shots at Corey because he's making him feel like he's dumb. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, they both kind of did that passive aggressive stuff. You're right.
Wow. And so I apologized when you said that you felt disrespected.
No. The reason you said you disrespected me in my face
because you don't accept the apology because you still
talking about everybody else except yourself and white men.
I'm telling you what I said. You felt offended by it, so I apologize. All I'm doing is rehashing a conversation that happened. Why are you so easily offended?
Yeah, see?
You still talking about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right. See,
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man. Just gone, man.
You hypocrite. I'm not the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass hey, homie.
All right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga.
All right. That right there, Corey, he crossed I mean, if it's possible to cross a line, that was another
multiple lines crossed there.
Like, I don't know how Corey, I don't know how people are defending Corey on, maybe they didn't watch this far into it though, but Corey crossed the line though, because so for the people that don't realize this or who watch this on a replay, Corey was insinuating that Anton was there with another chick. And from what I've heard, Corey was upset that Anton didn't introduce that chick to Corey. So Corey didn't know who she was essentially. And he was up in his feelings over it. And I'm like, this is how Anton runs his ship. Anton, whatever Anton says, he definitely is playing it to the T. I don't know if it was a strategic reason or whatever it is, but they crashed out, or Corey, he crashed out over a chick. That wasn't even his chick. What are you worried about her for? And then you're trying to imply that Anton's with some other chick? This is ridiculous, man. I can't believe Corey did this, and he lost some. Look, that was the third or fourth L that Anton, or not Anton, but Corey took. Like, this is why Corey wanted to imply that, and then it's called like he's upset that Anton didn't introduce that chick to him. Why would that make you mad? Because
so there's a little bit more behind that, but I'm gonna break that down in a second because Anton talked about that this morning.
Well, but real quick, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say is that because we didn't see the part that kind of led up to it though, because he was implying that Corey was implying that he doesn't hang out with guys that have women around him that he don't know. If that was, and this is the thing, if that was such a problem, Corey, why you let Anton on the show? That's what I don't understand. If Anton didn't introduce a chick to you and you feel some type of way, and you know what? I probably would feel some type of way too. I'm like, this might be a security risk. And everybody would say, oh, a woman can't be a security risk. Yes, the fuck they can.
Oh, yeah, she can. Absolutely, she can. She could burn the whole house down if you let her.
Yeah, exactly. So if that was such a problem for Corey, I don't understand why he let her in the door. That made no sense. And the girl that was with Anton is a co-host. She signed to the Anton Daniels Network or whatever he calls it. So for him to imply that Anton stepping out on his chicks, I saw a lot of people commenting that Anton was stepping out on his chick, and these people don't know shit. This is why I can never when it comes to like people that rock with you and the ones that are against you, most of the people are going to be against you no matter what. They're going to think what they want to think, and this is their hero, and their hero then he took a massive L today or on that episode.
Corey crossed two lines there. Well, actually, he crossed three. We already talked about the condescending talk with the hood and their jail culture. That's number one. Number two, he called Anton a bitch.
Yep.
And then number 3, he presented a narrative that Anton was there with a side chick. Now you listen to Anton's stuff more than I do. He said her name was Mika, the girl that was there. I guess she sits on the panels and assigned to him, like you said. But Anton dropped the ace of spades this morning because he called his wife on the phone and was like, "Hey, tell me about Mika." And his wife kind of gave the tea or whatnot. But
Yeah.
what Corey said is problematic as a married man because depending on what type of wife you have, you may have just lit a fire at home that was waiting for him.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you can't blow up people's spots like that. And
now you can't be around Corey with
yeah.
a chick. And that's exactly why Anton did what he did. Anton has talked about this on his Patreon about how women are tools for him when it's time to get the business or get a bag or trying to network. Mika is the same situation. And he wanted Mika to get honestly, Corey, he should have allowed Mika on the desk because the conversation probably would have went a little bit smoother because Mika, if you know what she looks like, you know what she looks like. So it probably would have been a little bit easier for everybody. And Anton is running the show, just he's getting the exposure. Everybody's making content out of it. But for Corey, he blew it up and then he went another level on it. And I think he's upset that Anton runs his house. He runs his his business a certain way, and not just Corey, but a lot of these, mainly men. I saw mainly men commenting about this. They hate Anton because they can't get that lifestyle he has. They can't have women that work under him. Like you go on a business trip and you take a female with you, a female worker, and you're the boss and she's a worker, and you tell her, hey, don't talk to anybody. I've heard Anton say that. Like if they in his network, they are under him, his covering, he kind of tells them what to do. And I know a lot of people are going to crash out over that. Most of you motherfuckers want that type of situation where you can tell a woman what to do. You can't tell them what to do because they don't respect you. That's what I think happened with Corey, because he felt like he was disrespected and he crashed out and fumbled a bag over nothing.
Yeah, people don't understand that lifestyle at all. And I don't run my marriage like any other man's, but one thing I will say is I am head of my house. Exactly. But there's a lot of accountability that comes with that. You can't just walk in there and say, hey, listen to me, I'm the head of the house. No, you gotta prove that shit. You gotta show time and time again that you're the man you think you are. And she gotta believe it more importantly. So and people don't understand what goes into stuff like that. They really don't.
Yep.
Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch. I got shit to do. Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
So by the way, not only is he disrespecting, not only is he disrespecting Anton, he's disrespecting the guest that Anton bought. So that's 4 lines crossed in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to. Cake ass nigga.
Yeah, this is, look, I give a lot of, when it comes to like comedians, I let them rock. I don't try to police them or whatever. In this case, and this wasn't a comedian situation. This was Corey crashing out again over what Anton was doing and who was around Anton. It had nothing to do with Corey. Nothing. And for whatever reason, he thought this was a opportunity to try to mess up Anton's home. Again, a lot of people don't watch Anton's content like that. Even with 1 million subs, a lot of people don't watch his content like that because you miss all the things that Anton does. Like, he has his house in order. He has his house order more than most people. And some of these people have like a government clearance. They're millionaires. They are respected people. I don't think most people will run their household like Anton. And these are men with access and power. It's just, he said, hey, this is how things are going to run under my covering, and this is what you got to do. And if he gave her, said, hey, don't speak to anybody but me, shit. That wasn't the case with Darlene. Darlene over there showing goddamn teeth when Anton was talking to her. And there's another conversation in this clip where Darlene was talking to Anton before the show. I thought that was out of pocket. I'm like, why are you letting him talk to your guests like that, or talk to your staff like that? Hell no.
Yeah, I ain't got no I ain't got no criticisms for Darlene. She couldn't do much. She did what she could. But I'm gonna say this, man. My takeaway from all of this, Corey got a little too turned up and emotional, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And the hood stuff, I'm sorry, it's not a flex. I respect any man, but that's not why I show respect to you. I show respect to you because men should show respect. Because you're not going to get it unless you give it. But that was too much. That was way too much.
Yeah. There was a great opportunity for a lot of people to understand some game. And still there's some things you can definitely learn from this, especially for any, content creator out there. Like this is, probably one of the best times to kind of jump in. So I'm just gonna say this. I feel like this was an L for Corey, and this was a win for Anton because I don't know what he lost because he didn't get punched. And that probably would have been the one thing he could have lost on.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad it didn't resort to that. They'll both probably get subs out of this, but Anton will probably benefit money-wise more than Corey.
Yeah. So, all right. We are going to end the show. MC, final thoughts?
No, that was a good one, man. We're going to keep cooking, but TR, I don't think this is the last we've heard about this. So
I hope not.
We'll see how it goes.
Feed the streets. So, all right. Good night, everyone.
Peace.